And to break down Trump's first year back in office by the numbers, I sat down with Marquette Law School poll director Charles Franklin. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
So 1 year into Trump's second term, what do the numbers show us about how that year has gone?
Yeah, I think the main picture is overall job approval for the president has come down over the course of the year. But I think some commentators exaggerate how much it's come down. He started the year at about 48, maybe 49% job approval. He's ending the year with something between 40 and 42% approval. So that's been a steady downturn throughout the year. But you see some headlines that say his approval has cratered or collapsed, and that's just not true. This puts him a shade better than where he was at the end of his first year in the first term, neither significantly above nor significantly below. And then there's some individual issues, some of which he gets high marks on. Dealing with the southern border is a 55% approval, when has been for a while. Negotiating or helping negotiate the ceasefire between Israel and Hamas, that got him over a 60% approval rating in November when he did that. But everything else is below 50%, with immigration generally at about 45%. His overall approval rating, as I said, is averaging between 40 and 42. But then at the low end, the economy is a little bit below that, and especially handling inflation is down to just 28% approval in our last poll. So it's a wide range of approvals. Most of them have edged down over the course of the year.
And I want to talk about the economy and inflation here in just a second, but I want to zoom in really quickly on Wisconsin and see how folks here are feeling about the president into his first year.
His job approval in our Wisconsin polling is running a couple of points above his national average. So he's in the 44, 45% approval rating in Wisconsin versus that 40 to 42 nationally. So a little bit better. Of course, we are a state that he won a little over a year ago. And so, but the concerns that we see in Wisconsin mirror those of the country. The most important problem here is inflation and cost of living, though healthcare costs is number 2 in our last Wisconsin poll. The other thing that we see is Wisconsin, like the country, is concerned about tariffs and really think tariffs have hurt Wisconsin farmers. And on that issue, even among Republicans, only a third think that tariffs have helped farmers, a third of Republicans think they've hurt farmers, and a third of Republicans think they haven't had any effect on farmers. Everybody else, independents and Democrats, are very negative on the impact that's having on our farming community.
And I want to talk now, kind of going back to this affordability topic, because it seems like it's going to be the topic going into the midterms, which are often, when you have a president in power and one party, kind of a referendum on him during the midterms. So how are people satisfied with the economy right now? You pointed to some numbers earlier, but broadly, what do the numbers show us?
There's still real negativity about the economy. And again, there's a bit of an argument about whether we're too gloomy compared to what the objective economic data is showing. But here in Wisconsin, we ask a question about how are you getting along, how are you and your family getting along financially? Are you living comfortably, just getting by, or struggling? And during the first Trump administration, that was running a little over 60% saying we're living comfortably. Under Biden, that fell into the low 40s. It's now up into the mid 50s, well, low 50s. So it's below where it was in the first Trump administration. It's about where it was towards the end of the Obama administration, and it's up just a little bit from the Biden administration. So we're still pretty gloomy on that.
Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.